are that we are going to go over to the auditorium and get it set up for sound and computer basic startup and shutdown procedures.
Sounds awesome. When are we going to do that?
It's going to be awesome. When?
Yes.
Let's go now.
All right, let's
How
go.
about it?
Let's go. Do we need to make a video on how to get to the auditorium?
Do you have your keys?
I don't have my keys.
Let me run and get my keys. So the first step, number one step, get your keys.
Where's Johan put his keys?
They're actually in my car. So your car might be in a different location than mine. Or your keys might be in a different location. Alright, so number one step, this is the light switch, right? So you push this
To turn off.
off the lights, or you push it, if the lights are off, you push it to turn them on.
Okay.
Then you come here. Now this door takes actually this key. Can you see that? It's a little too dark.
No, you can see it.
Okay. It's a medical key. Simply insert, because generally the door's locked if you see it. Right, twist clockwise. Don't forget to turn counterclockwise to lock it back up when you're done. Alright, so here we are in the sound booth. What we want to do, actually the control booth, we simply turn the slider on and now we have lights.
Okay.
Okay? So going over the basics in this room, this is the light board, this is the sound board, and this is what we call the rack. Alright, so go ahead and
Go.
Okay, go ahead and remove the covers. And we want to go ahead and power it up. If you come back here, you can see where the power button is. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. So up is on, down is off. So simply toggle it to change states. Coming over here, this is the audio board. What we're going to do is we are actually going to turn on the rack here first. Simply turn on the power button. Go ahead and simply hit all the buttons you can. On down. This is the important one. This is so that you get your wireless microphones working. We don't have to worry about this. This is for intercom on the catwalk. This is your CD player. Normally you don't have to worry about that. The next important ones are these three, which are the amplifiers. Without those, you're not going to get any sound coming out of your speakers. Now that that's on, everything's equalized. We can come in here, come over here, and we simply want to turn, let me turn this a little bit for you to see. This is the power button right here, where my index finger is. You got that?
Move your finger. Yeah, you pretty much.
Let me use this pen to indicate. Okay, this is your power button. All right, you see that?
Okay.
When it's pushed out, can you guess what state it's going to be in? You got it. It's going to be off. So to turn it on, all you do is what?
Probably push it in.
Very good, children. Push it in.
All right.
All right. So now that that's on, you can indicate how it indicates power by these three, and basically any lights.
Also, the lights actually get brighter when it's powered on.
Yes. This would be the case here. This is off.
Okay.
It's on.
Got it.
So you see the difference? All right, so if you're dealing mainly with wireless microphones, you're going to be using these two channels here. So normally you're going to want to push these up to about 0 is the optimal. And here again, if you have a loud talker, you can mix it with a soft talker. Not taco. Kind of hungry. And then this is how loud it's going to come out of the speakers. So generally what I like to do is, before we get started here, I like to take this window, simply depress this latch, and slide to your left. That allows us to get this open feeling and allows us to be able to hear what's going on inside the auditorium. Now the next step is to grab our microphone, which is in one of these pouches for their protection. Unzip, simply by sliding
The zipper?
to your right. Okay. So to turn the microphone on, you see the switch here at the bottom, you simply switch it from off to on, which should then be indicated with a red light. Now the microphone is what we refer to as hot, so don't have any awkward conversations with it that could possibly be projected into a live auditorium. Alright, so we're going to do a test 1, 2, test 1, 2. We're going to take this to level 0 as we indicated before. We're going to simply slide up the mix and the mono. Mix is the outside speakers, so the speakers that are on the cinder blocks, and the mono is the hanging speaker, or 2 hanging speakers in the center of the auditorium. So we're going to take that up. We're going to slide this, and we're going to have a sound check. Awesome.
Now it's not working.
Alright, so let's see here. Oh, well, would you look at that? I was getting so worried. You see the red light? Is it on or off?
No, it's off.
Yeah. What do you think that indicates?
Probably doesn't have juice, so it's not hot.
Yes, exactly. The batteries, I would say the batteries are dead. So simply take this top one, and slide like this. It's a perfect opportunity to show you how to change the batteries. Slide it out, and here you have 2 AA batteries. Simply pull these out.
Do we ask the tech department for batteries?
No, we don't ask the tech department for batteries. The tech department really is not responsible for much in here. This says it's a specimen transport biohazard. I don't know if I trust that. In any case, well, we'll switch over to this other one, but in any case, you would simply put the batteries in there and make sure that you have a red light. We also have an alternative microphone. What do you think this one is? If that's wireless too, this one might be.
Our options are 1 and 2, so that would probably be 1.
Even though it's not indicated. And what do you know? Dead batteries again. And we're live. Okay, I have obtained 4 batteries from the high school office, which is the best location since we are in the high school. They're responsible for providing the batteries. So now let's make sure that we're hot. And we simply put in the batteries on this one.
Solid red.
Solid red. And I hear some noise coming through, so I can bring those down. I'll turn it off for now. Simply screw this. Again, this is righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Turn it back on. Now we're ready to resume our sound check just like we were 20 minutes ago. So we bring these to 0. Check, check, check. You can hear it coming through the speakers. And now we can repeat the same motion for the second microphone. So again, we're going to revisit the steps that we took. Turn the rack power on. It's on right now as indicated by the light. Make sure this is on. This is the antenna distribution system for the wireless microphones. Make sure these are on. Let me just give you a quick test. Okay, we're live, but if I shut the power down, I can't hear myself.
What? I'm sorry, what? Huh?
And now you're able to hear me again.
Good.
Alright, so we turn those on. We turn on your amplifiers. And we turn on the bottom. So now I'm going to bring my levels down. We're done with the soundboard for right now. We're going to actually look at some basic lighting skills. So same concept here. We're going to, you press this latch, slide. I like to have the open air feeling. It reminds me of being on the veranda, listening to the Eagles play in Arizona. So as you can see here, the number one thing that I see with this board is the Grandmaster's at 0. So no matter what you do, you can turn all these switches. It's not working. Well, that's probably because your Grandmaster's down. So we can bring that down, and voila. Now we have lighting. So obviously we're going to want to turn everything off, and we're going to want to isolate the channels that we're going to need. So each of these, if you bring the camera over here, each of these is labeled. For instance, this says Fleener Debates. So that we bring that up, and now you can see that we have basic lighting on the stage. It's probably optimal for a grand presentation, something where you have a lot of students on stage. So that'll work for that. We went over the Grandmaster, how to isolate those lights. Now what we're going to do is show you the basic operation of getting the projector screen down. So to get the projector screen down, you can simply, I'm rotating this to help you out here. You simply hit, you have a panel with up, stop, and down. So you simply hit down, and if you'll turn your attention to the screen, to the stage,
I don't see it.
you'll see it coming down there. And so stop really isolates. I'm going to hit stop to demonstrate. I just hit stop. I click down again. I'm going to go ahead and show you one more time what stop does. Now I'm going to press down. And it has an auto stop. So you don't really have to worry about that. So now the next step is to turn on the projector. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. This is a projector. And in the event that the batteries are low on this, let's see here. I think I can probably change the batteries myself.
No.
No?
I believe it says right there, do not change the batteries yourself.
Oh, so for this, they do want us to contact the tech department. And that's probably because if you look inside here, this is actually a highly specialized transmitter. The one, I bet you I can remove this one, can't I? I can throw this out?
That one right there?
Yeah.
No, do not remove, it says. I wouldn't throw that out.
Isn't that
either.
the one that we did find in a trash can one time?
We did.
Okay, so what this is a highly specialized transmitter. It's actually a radio transmitter that communicates with our unit upstairs. So we really do not want to mess with that. Click on, and we should get projection here momentarily. And as you can see on the screen, we can see Sanyo starting to shine forth. And that indicates that the projector is on. And it takes about a good 20 seconds, 30 seconds for it to fully warm up. I'm going to go ahead and cut the lights because I feel like that's interfering with our image there. And now you can see the Sanyo image on the screen. All right, so are there any questions at this point? Okay, so excellent question. How do we project a laptop image onto the screen? Well, really, you have a couple options. You have two boxes on either side of the stage. I should tell you right now that the stage left video is not working. So really, you have two options. You have this one. So you can see this is a standard VGA HD15 for high density 15-pin controller or adapter that simply plugs into your laptop. So you can plug that in. Then you would simply come over here to video inputs and push control room since we are in the control room. Scratch it. Where should we?
I'll edit it, just keep going.
Okay. It's this one, I think. Because it's the video. It's the video. Alright, so you have a couple different options. We have the HD15, which is high density 15-pin. It plugs right into your laptop. And for this one, you would simply push on the 3. This is PC input 3. This has yet to be labeled because this was a last minute request. Most often we'll use stage right. So push that, and then your input on the right hand side of the stage, as we look at it, will become hot for video. Your audio will actually also sync up as well. So if you have computer audio, just plug it into the box down there, and then that will actually come through on, I believe it is this video option right here. This controls your sound for the computer, for the computer. So basically, to troubleshoot, more advanced troubleshooting, go ahead and just make sure all of these knobs are centered, pointing up, that we are mixing to C. Both C and mix on both these wireless channels are pushed. These are brought up to 0. These are our main volumes again. We're going to go one more time on how to do this. On, and we're going to bring this up, test, test. Here we go, live sound check. And that is the basics of getting the auditorium running for audio, visual, and lighting. Thank you so much, and see you on the next segment.
Is there a special way to shut things down?
Excellent question, yes. All right, so the way you want to shut down, you might...
Can I just go and hit the power right here?
No, you might be tempted just to go ahead and hit the power. The problem is that these amplifiers need to go ahead and shut down in a special way. They need to de-static. They need to...
De-static.
They need to release, these amplifiers need to be shut down in a special way. They need to decharge all their electronic components. So basically the way you'll shut them down is you'll push them. And as you can see here, it takes a few seconds. They start blinking, and then they actually shut down. Now it's safe to go ahead. You don't need to worry about shutting these off. You can go ahead and shut the rack power off here, and then shut up your soundboard. And when you shut these off, you actually want to make sure that all your levels are down so that we don't blow any speakers on those. So that's it. Oh, the lighting. We go ahead and bring down our special channels that we've brought up. We can go ahead and bring our Grand Master down. Again, there we can hit the power switch. We just simply toggle it down. Okay. And as you can hear, the fan stop. Let's just go ahead and leave the covers off, shall we?
I don't think we should do that. Let's leave it how we found it.
Exactly. All right, so we want to go ahead and leave it how we found it by replacing the covers. Here we go. And this brings up one last point.
Can I take this window down?
A couple last points. Do we take the window? No, we don't take the windows down. We actually go ahead and close those so those students can crawl in and mess with things. All right, and then, you know what, that actually brings us to one last point. Is it all right for us to just be having drinks in here? As we're working, we say here drinking or drinks.
No, I believe that's a hazard.
That is a hazard. We do not want to have drinks in the control booth.
That's why I brought this in here today, to prove that point.
So I believe that's about it. So if you have questions, do we contact the tech department? No, we do not. I'm going to go ahead and replace the batteries in this one as well. We're done. Cut it. Cut it. We're done. All right. So as we come into the booth, you might have some questions that aren't actually covered in this video. So we have assembled a nice little how-to packet. It says sound room, do not remove. We open it up and it says do not remove. So we've actually taken a considerable amount of time. We've outlined some basic procedures, how to power on, power off, using the microphone, using the CD player, using audio feeds from the stage, projection, projector, how to turn on lighting, how to customize your lighting. So really, there are a number of helpful hints in here that might actually solve your problems that you could have while using the sound booth. So before you go asking other people, look in here, see if it answers your question. Find the helpful resources from the drama teacher. Thank you so much.